All right, so now that we've looked at parallel and perpendicular lines, let's go ahead and take a look at this new word, transversal. And it says it's a line that intersects two or more other lines on a flat surface or plane. So let's go ahead and read through so we can put some context to this. It says in figure 1 below, line S is parallel to line T. And when you read something like that, you might just kind of ignore it or be like, wait, what is it saying? But what I like to do is actually put it on my paper, exactly what it's saying. So it says line S. Well, line S is right here, so I'm going to make a line over it, and I have my little parallel marking lines. It's parallel to line T. Oh, that makes sense because it looks like these lines would go on forever and never touch each other. And then it says line R intersects or cuts line S and line T. So I'm going to do it in a different color. Here's line R. This would be our transversal. All right, because it's intersecting these other two lines. Now, notice these other two lines do not have to be parallel because it says in figure 2, line X and Y are not parallel. And I can see that here because if I kept going with line X and I kept going with line Y, they would intersect right here. So they are not parallel. I'm just going to put not P, or you could say not next to each other like this. All right, just so you know that they would intersect. And still we have a transversal line here. W, it intersects them. But there's going to be some relationships between the angles seen here. And that's what we're going to be focusing on in this section, is the relationships that are created by these angles, maybe like angle D and this angle here, or angle C and angle A. Maybe you're already starting to see some similarities between these two sets of angles. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the first part. It says, take a sheet of plain paper, tracing paper is the best, but binder paper will work, and place it over angle A. So let me get rid of all of this. I'm looking at figure 1 right now. And what I'm going to do is trace on my paper angle A. And then I'm going to take that piece and I'm going to slide this angle here that I just traced and put it over angle C. Like put my paper directly over the top of angle C. And we're going to compare the two angles. And you're going to list what you observe once you do that. And then next, you are going to trace a copy of angle B and place it directly over angle D. So now I'm going to take a paper and put it over B, trace this angle, and now I'm going to put this angle over angle D. And maybe I need to rotate it so that it fits the angle better. Hopefully that makes sense what I'm saying. Right now this angle won't fit in there, but maybe I could turn it and then it will fit in there. So what's the relationship between those two angles? And then we have angle E and angle G. So angle E is right here and angle G is right there. Is there a relationship between those two angles? And then we have finally angle F. We're going to trace over angle F and put it over angle H. So let's see, angle F is down here and angle H is over there. Is the relationship between those two angles? So just list what you observe for each of these practices, and then we're going to move on to part E. Okay,